Hey everyone, it's Dorcas and welcome back to my channel. Today is the Pelikan Hub, and for those of you who don't know, Pelikan is a brand of fountain pen, and every year they have this hub or this community event where they invite fountain pen enthusiasts to come together and just hang out. There'll be Pelikan swag and fountain pen inks, and I've never been to this event. I almost went last year but had to back out last minute. So this will be my first time attending this thing, and I have no idea what to expect. I haven't really looked up videos from past years, and so I'm really excited to see what this is going to be about. They take place all over the world, and most cities, or at least major ones, have a Pelikan hub happening there, and it's usually sponsored by a shop, or a Pelikan hub master takes the reins on organizing the event and finding a venue so that their community, their peoples can gather and enjoy in this little festivities. So today I'm going to go to the one in New York City, and this one is going to be taking place at the Fountain Pen Hospital, way downtown in Lower Manhattan. And I have never been to the Fountain Pen Hospital either. I have some friends who've gone there, and they had a sale event thing last year or earlier this year, but I didn't get a chance to go. So this will also be my first time visiting Fountain Pen Hospital. And they're also a local shop, and you can go and get your pens fixed or tuned or what have you, and they also sell pens, obviously. So I am going to try and film while I'm there today. The event is from 6:30 till 8, and I will try and get there early. There will also be swag bags for everyone who has registered. I heard that there might be some for those who were waitlisted or who show up without a registration. So good luck to them. And I am going to kind of gather my things. I'll show you what I'm going to pack to take there. I have no idea if there's going to be space or time to sit and journal plan. I know people will be bringing their fountain pens, so at the very least I'll bring that as well as my planner, but I have no idea how crowded it's going to be since it's New York City, and when there's a free anything, it's usually a madness. So I'm going to go to my other camera, and so you can see what I have. And before I go though, I will say that I have no Pelikans. I have never owned a Pelikan. I don't think I've written with a Pelikan either, unless I have in passing at a pen show this summer. But I don't think I have. Though I will say that I got to see the different models of Pelikans when I went to Atlas Stationer in Chicago. But just because I do not have any Pelikans, there is a Pelikan in this house. So a couple of years ago, I was talking about fountain pens, and my boyfriend mentioned that he had this pen and wasn't really sure what it was about. And his mom had bought him this pen when she went to the Vatican in Italy years ago. I don't even know how many years ago this was. I should have asked him. But he did not know what it was and wanted to show it to me. So he comes, and I will show you this more when we're in our other camera at the other table, but I'll show you the box. And it came in this thing, and she bought it at the Vatican bookshop. So when he showed it to me, I was just like, are you serious? And he has never used it, never inked it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is the box that he pulled out of his closet because he's had it stored away all of these years. And it is a Pelikan, as you can see here. And it comes in this pretty gift box. So let me see if I can turn it. And this is an image. There's not actually a piece of paper stuck on there, but there was a seal there. So when you open it, this is what's inside, and inside also says Pelikan, Gunther Wagner. Yeah. So again, I don't know very much about Pelicans. I don't know the history of it, other than it is a German brand, I want to say. But it comes in this gift set, and inside there is a bottle of ink, and it seems to be a blue ink, but you can see if I can catch it in the light. It's definitely a blue ink of some sort. It has never been opened. I am definitely not going to be the one to open it because I don't want to get murdered, but it's definitely a blue type of ink in there. It's a very nice bottle. And then in here we have our Pelikan, and this is, I want to say this is the M200. Those who know more about Pelicans, let me know if I'm wrong, but from what I remember at Atlas Stationers, that was the smallest model, and this one is pretty small. And there is a sticker that says, let's see if you can see it, 14 cm. And so I don't know if it's like a 14 karat gold nib and then a medium nib. I want to say no, because here on the nib it says F for fine. So let's see if you can catch it. There. So this is also, I know that, so this is the green stripe one, and it is the one that is still translucent. I know at some point they didn't make it like so that you can see in between the strips of green. Let's see if you can catch the light through it. So in between the stripes, there are little like transparent slits so that I can see that inside there is a cartridge. So I'm going to open this up if I am able to open it up. My goodness, Lord help me, I cannot break this pen. There's definitely a cartridge in there. It's been so long. I don't know, has he had this a decade or more? I don't want to break it because he would kill me, but then would he actually know? All right, I am not going to attempt to open this pen, but there's definitely a cartridge in there that might actually even be stuck because it's not moving. I have asked if he's wanted to ink this, and he said absolutely not. I wonder if that's still even an option because this pen is so old and has never been used. So yeah, so we have a Pelikan in the house, and neither of us can use it. Sadness, but I know this means a lot to him, so I'm going to respect his wishes and put this right back in this box. And maybe one day he'll want to check it out. Maybe he'll let me take it to Fountain Pen Hospital to make sure that it's still usable. So that's the Pelikan, and now I want to grab the bag that I'm going to be taking over to the event. Again, I have no idea what to expect, what kind of space we're talking about here. Apparently, the Fountain Pen Hospital is a small, so I don't know if they're gonna have tables, or people gonna be mingling about, showing off their pens. No idea. So I don't want to take a ton of stuff, but that's kind of my MO, to pack way more than I'll need. So I'm trying to be really mindful and not take a lot of stuff. Okay, so let me just show you what I'm actually going to be taking. Okay, so I am back with a little PS because boyfriend got back and we figured out how this pen actually fills. And so it doesn't use a cartridge or a converter, it doesn't seem, because I couldn't open it from the top here. Instead, it's a piston fill. And what I thought was a cartridge inside, which I don't know that you can see maybe just barely. It starts right there. It's actually a piston. And so this twists and this little piston goes down. You would put it into the ink and then you would twist it again, and the piston pulls the ink up into the barrel of the pen until it's full up. So you can see it right there through the transparent slits. And yeah, here's a closer look at the nib. But yeah, I didn't want to twist this because I didn't want to break it, but that's how you fill it. And I will close this back up and put it back into its little box until Lord knows when. That's it. Okay, so I am going to be taking my new Coffee Monsters Co. extra large pouch. There you go. And I have already taken it out on the town last weekend. I added some pins from Hubman and Chubb Girl over here as well as up here. I'm not putting anything in these pockets. There are these pen slots, but I'm always nervous that something's gonna fall out of them. As well as here, I feel like I'm just getting nervous. Maybe I'll just stick something that I need to easily access. In the back, I have this pouch, and I'm considering leaving it. Again, I'm not sure what the sitting situation is gonna be like, but these are just some washi swatch cards. I typically keep that on hand when I know I'm gonna be journaling. It basically has a swatch of most of my washi tapes so that I always have them on hand. So that's there. Let's see, put that away. So that'll be here. And if I have, the pouch came, you know, without the strap and without these D-rings, and someone in the Coffee Monsters Co. Facebook group linked to the perfect strap to match this bag as well as some D-rings. So if you want, I can definitely link to that in the description below. Inside, I have this other, it's just going to be Coffee Monster on Coffee Monster. So let me put that aside so you can see this better. So this is one of the pouches that came in the subscription. I think maybe, I don't know if it was like quarter 1 or 2, the one with all the cozy stuff. So I have some Pentel Touch brush pens in a few different colors. I have my handy scissors that I always keep with me when I'm planning to do some journaling, a white gel pen, and then I have ballpoint, gel pen, my go-to pencil, and then eraser. So these are kind of my workhorses, as well as some tweezers that I just keep on hand if I'm going to be putting stickers down. Again, I don't think I'm going to be using all of it, but I have my whiteout tape, correction tape. I will put that aside. Inside, I have my swatch book. Again, I know we're going to be getting some, what do you call it? A fountain pen ink, at least. Not sure if it's going to be the Pelikan's Ink of the Year or another, but in case there are other inks to swatch or, you know, swap, buy, what have you, I like having my swatch book to make sure I don't get the same thing. I have no Pelikan inks, so I know that won't be an issue, but just in case there are other options, or even comparing, you know, the different colors that I already have, I like to have this to refer to. Next, I have obviously my planner so that I can jot down, you know, swatch inks, you know, I'm not going to swatch it directly onto here because these are inks that I actually possess, be it samples or full bottles. And here's typically, you know, I'll write with somebody's pen so that I can just remember what it was like to use it. Let me see if I have any examples from past planner meetups. Here's one. So, you know, usually when I have a planner meetup, I swatch whatever new washi tapes either I got, like I traded for, or if someone just happened to have a new design and I thought it was cute, I'll add it here. And then I'll just write with their pens or swatch whatever new inks they have in pens that I've tried before. So that's what I'm going to do for today. I have to do a little title page here for the Pelikan Hub. Yeah, I'm going to do that here and then take this along. I'm not sure how much use I will get out of this book, but I'd rather have it than not. And then finally, I guess the real reason why we're all going to be going is to show off our fountain pens. So I have my Hurlstone pouches here. Oh, and I also have this A5 planner or folder if I want to tuck anything that I receive, tuck them away so it doesn't get bent up. And I think I showed this when I was doing Instagram stories for Martina Calvi's book launch, A Year of Junk Journaling. She had a junk journaling event down in the Lower East Side. And so I just brought, you know, a bunch of junk journaling things and this my little garbage can that I folded out of a Subway, an MTA map. This was like 15 years ago. I still have it. So that goes there and I'll tuck away in the back of my pouch. As far as pens that I am taking, so these are again 2 custom pouches from Hurlstone, and it's a New Zealand company, and this woman takes upholstery fabrics and creates these beautiful soft pouches, and you can choose what fabric you want on the outside as well as fabric you want on the inside, and it's velvety soft. Your pens are very well protected, and this is kind of a custom design. It's like a hybrid. So there's 3 slots for pens, and then there's space enough for a little notebook in the back, but I just use it for even more pens. So in here I have my inked sailors. They're mostly sailors anyway. And so I have my Achimunjia Ginzen Snow Gray and my Achimunjia Kubozakura. So these are both inked. This one has Purgatorio, so I will go into that. Maybe in an Instagram post, I'll do a little comparison of the original ink that I had gotten for this pen, but the next to the new one that I got at the Empire State Pen Show. And back here I have my very first Sailor Pro Gear Slim. It's the Spring Rain that I got from my friend. That one is inked. This is the, it's Autumn something. Maybe it's Autumn Rain. I can't remember. I'll do a Sailor video down the line, but this is also inked with, I want to say it was a platinum carbon black. And then this one is Sapporo Snow. There's that one. And then finally, this is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim from Line Friends, the Sally pen, which is, I think there's Diamine Autumn Oak. I think it's Diamine, not Robert Oster. I can't remember, but it's definitely Autumn Oak in there. And then finally, it's my newly inked Esterbrook Esty in the Tortoise. So those are all here, nice and snug. And I will put that away. I love these pouches so much. They're like, I want to live in them. And in this one, there's mostly uninked pens, but you know, I still want to just show them. So this one is the Wonder pouch, and it has 8 pen slots, and so it's the 8-pen Wonder pouch. She also has a 6-pen one, but what I have found is that you can definitely fit in way more than just 8 pens in here, because in between you can definitely fit in some more pens, which I have done. So I have all of my TWSBIs. So most of them are not inked. I think only one of them is inked. So I have the indigo and bronze. Make sure I'm in frame. Transparent blue. My white and rose gold. My creme and rose gold. My espresso and bronze, I want to say. Yeah, bronze. And this one is inked. And then my mint, which is also inked. I can't remember if it has Celadon Cat, but this is a stub. And the others are varying, you know, they go from extra fine to fine and medium. I also have this Franklin Christoph 1.1 stub that my friend gave me. And she also gave me this vintage Pelikan, not Pelikan, Esterbrook Model J, and it has a little lever to fill up the sack. Can you believe I got this? I think at the beginning of the year. I can't even remember. Maybe in the spring, and I have yet to ink it because I'm nervous about this vintage pen. But I got a Waterman ink at I think it was, where was I? Was it Atlas? Atlas or San Francisco. I got a Waterman ink to put in there. And then I have this, it's a Pilot Decimo, but it's a dupe from Moonman or Majon, and it has an actual vanishing point nib in it. So I got the nib unit, and then I put it in this body, and I have tried the Decimo. It's a beautiful pen, but I love how much lighter this one is, and also that I don't have to be super precious about the outside of the pen getting scratched up. I like the facets on it. It helps with the grip. I don't know, I really like this pen. The only thing that would make it even better, maybe it's if it had gold accents on it, like white and gold, or rose gold, but it writes beautifully. Not currently inked. Maybe I should ink it before I go, but that's that. And then on either side of these is another Sailor. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini, and there is Ferris Wheel Press Lady Rose in this one. And then I have my Kaweco Macchiato. And I'm not, let me see if this one is inked. It might have Caramel Brown or Coffee Monster. I have to look at my swatch book to check and make sure. There's that. And then here, all by itself, snug and safe, is my Grail pen, which is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini in the Bungu Box collaboration. The Magic of Alice, A Small World. And this one is definitely inked, but I can't remember the name of the ink just yet. Oh, maybe it's Sailor Blue Black. I think it's Sailor Blue Black. But it's a beautiful pen. And that stays here all by itself where nothing else can touch it. If anything, maybe I should put it in the middle so that it has the felt, it's a little more cushioned on both sides. So those are the pens that I am taking. Yeah, it's kind of like a big pen party where, you know, we're just all there to admire each other's pens, hopefully test other people's pens out. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to what this event is going to be all about. And I will definitely be taking you along. Hopefully it's not crazy packed. So yeah, we'll see what it's like, and hopefully it's a fun time. Hi. So, New York City's Pelikan Hub, hosted by the Fountain Pen Hospital last night, was not entirely what we expected. Many of us walked away feeling a little disappointed, just based off of what past years have been like. This was my first time going, so I was basing this off of what other people had told me. And primarily, it's an event where the fountain pen community comes together, and they spend a couple of hours just showing off their collection, maybe trying each other's pens. uh, some bring things that they want to destash or buy, sell, trade, what have you. Maybe they bring ink samples to share around, um, and just basically spend time together with the fountain pen community. There might be raffles, there might be snacks, maybe a group picture will be taken, but at the core of it is just coming together, spending time in this community, sitting around a table and just having a good time. Just spending time with people who are also into this passion of yours. Um, that did not really happen in New York City last night. Um, the event took place at the Fountain Pen Hospital, and I've never been there, but other people have told me that it's a small shop, and we were hopeful that maybe there would be another back room area, maybe a downstairs, or something would happen so that it was conducive to the influx of people who would be attending the event. Um, and on top of that, the store decided to remain open for business, which they said that it was so that other people could also be exposed to what the Pelican Hub is about, which is about bringing people together, introducing maybe new people to this hobby. The problem was that there wasn't even enough space for the people who did register for the event. So, about 20 or 30 minutes into the hub event, they announced that if we had already received our free ink, or our little swag box, um, to please leave, so that the people who were still waiting outside in line could then come in. um, and so we didn't even realize that was the case. And right around that time, our friend, I was there with another friend, and our a third woman was waiting outside in the line, and we didn't realize that in order for her to come in, people had to go out. And so we're like, do we leave so she can come get her ink? We decided to stay because obviously we wanted to spend and have fun at this event with her. But the people around us were like, wait, what? We had, there was just like a counter or a little table space where some of us were huddled around it. And, we would give space to other people to get in there as well. But that was all the space that was there in order for someone to take out their pens and show it off. There was, one group had like case of pens, and so people were trying out what this man had brought. But for the most part, there was like a few of us on the other side. One woman had brought in these stamps, and I'll show you later. Had brought in these stamps that she'd made herself, and so we were stamping her planner like super fast so that she could put it away because we were basically getting pushed out. And so I never even got to take out my pens. I actually didn't write with any pens, mine or others. My friend also brought her pens, both of them did, and they just stayed in our bags. We just basically grabbed our ink, looked around. I did have conversations with some people, but it definitely was not the experience that I was expecting to have. And honestly, I should have been tipped off by the fact that I wanted to share, um, do like an Instagram story, sharing like Pelican Hub is today, it's happening, and a lot of the other shops or organizers who were also hosting it in their series in their cities around the world, had posted something either them prepping their hall or prepping the venue, the tables, the goodie bags, and the Fountain Pen Hospital had not posted anything about the Pelikan Hub. So I couldn't like reshare what they had posted because they hadn't at all. Um, but I figured, hey, maybe they're busy. I mean, it's a shop, they were open, and they closed for about an hour and a half to set up for this event. I was so excited to check it out. But why don't I pause here just so that I can show you instead of just telling you, so you can see for yourself what it was like to be there. The event was scheduled to start at 6:30 p.m., but I got there around 5:50 p.m. because my friend, who wasn't officially registered, wanted a good chance of getting high on the wait list for any leftover swag boxes. So we hung around, and around 6:15, 6:20, they opened the doors for us to walk in. And I can't say that the welcoming committee was very welcoming.
This is the first young gentleman to come in and say good afternoon when they come into a place. This is a business.
Hi.
Now we feel refreshed. Okay, you know I need to go see you.
So much for fun chill vibes.
Because I think that they were mixing it up.
We walked straight to the back of the shop to check in, and if we were registered, we received our box with the swag.
But yeah, this is my little collection.
You need help?
Here,
Okay, all right, come.
This is pretty much like liquid gold. This is the golden barrel. It's like takeout.
Is that this far?
This is the copper. This is my 140.
Oh, I thought that was silver foil.
These four are
Swash cards.
Okay.
and this is the
No
Black Combo.
It looks like amber, kind of.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it really stands out.
Oh, it is. This is a stunner. As I said, when I saw this, I had to have one.
Nice. So I'm not paying you
want,
anything.
you want me to open it?
Pelikan's ink of the year is Apricot Achat. And along with that, there were notepads and just a little card to say, welcome to the Pelikan Hub. After we received our box and my friend received her sample, we just kind of milled about, trying to figure out where we could position ourselves where we weren't in the way of other people trying to get their box. I can't say that there was a lot of space for any of the above, but we were able to find a little bit of space at one of the tables and just kind of look around. Since I've never been in the shop before, I took it as an opportunity to check out the pens that they had on display. I can't say that I remember or recognize most of these. I know that they had a lot of Schaeffers in this particular display case. They also had different models of Waterman and Parker pens. These cross pens caught my eye just because the pen body designs were so pretty, and my friend pointed out that she had one of those pen designs as a fountain pen. I believe these were roller balls or ballpoints. In the back corner of the shop were shelves of their ink bottles. They had Pelikan, they had Aurora, they had Monteverde, Cathay, and a whole slew of other brands. Oh, hello. These bottles of Noodler's ink were such little works of art. And in the bottom shelf, we had Waterman, Namiki, Stillform, and again, a bunch of other brands that I don't really recognize. But right next to that shelf were a bunch of brands that I do recognize. I mean, Diamine was dominating that shelf. They had Forever ink, they had, regular bottles, they had the ones with shimmer. Right below that, they had Pilot inks, Iroshizuku bottles, as well as Platinum and Esterbrook. And then next to that one, they had Lamy inks, as well as Parker, Ferris Wheel Press, and J.R. Bond. I didn't buy any inks. I actually didn't buy anything while I was there because, again, I just wanted to talk to people and try and find some kind of community in this event. And I was able to get a small glimpse of that one moment, kind of shortly after they said that we needed to get out, when this woman pulled out some of the stamps that she had created on these pink erasers and was sharing them with us to stamp our planners.
Make it with it. I like the
These are
folding bags.
My like art
So you just make it the way you want.
steel nibs. They're the same size.
Or it should be on the
The main
spine.
difference is the
Show when you want to.
I was trying to eavesdrop a bit on what that man was explaining and showing when he pulled out his collection, but eventually it just got a little too crowded at that small table or counter, and I just kept walking around the shop. We were slowly making our way to the exit. Our friend had already arrived, and so I just kind of wanted to look a little bit more at the other display cases before leaving. Again, it was my first time at the Fountain Pen Hospital, so I, wasn't aware of what they did and didn't have. So just wanted to take it in and make a note for next time should I want to return here in the future. These Superman inks and the pens were pretty cool looking. I mean, Ferris Wheel Press does packaging and marketing so well. These pens all looked a little too utilitarian for my tastes, but just looked around, and the place, it's not like there were a ton of people there, but we only had a small little aisle space to just stand around and chat. I feel like there was space that could have been used, but those were reserved for the people who work there because they were behind the counters. My friend who's super into Navalars was looking at the models they had on display, while I went to the Visconti area to check out the Van Gogh series. That light blue and black Conklin pen looked very similar to my Franklin Christoph pen, which is why I had to do a double take. And with that, we made our way out of the shop and we each made our way back home. Yeah, so all in all, I spent about 40 to 45 minutes in the store only because, we were waiting for our friend to get in and then we wanted to actually go through this experience with her. If anything, she was the one that told me about this last year and I wasn't able to attend. But, the point of this is to go with your friends and or make new friends. And I am happy that I was able to connect with some people, but it almost felt like a stolen moment. We were up against the shelves, just trying to talk about we actually rarely even talked about the pens that we had or about Pelikan itself. We were basically commiserating about how this experience was not what we expected it to be. So in that sense, I found community in just talking about this particular event. But if we weren't waiting for my friend to get into the space, we probably would have just grabbed our ink and left earlier because there just wasn't any space to sit and chat and go through our stuff. There were some people that after they got their ink, they went to another local, some people went to Starbucks, other people went to, a local eatery. I don't know if they had ramen or dessert, but people had to like come and then leave and then create their own hub elsewhere, which that's just the antithesis of what this is supposed to be about, right? So again, I wish we had more time to sit, spread out, have conversations, share resources, knowledge. I mean, there is so much wisdom to be found and shared in this community. And as a relatively new, you know, a newcomer into this hobby, I was really looking forward to that, to like learning more. I did learn more about Pelikan just from asking Jesser, who was the host or the one managing the event at the Fountain Pen Hospital. And, I did feel attacked because I did not know that all Pelicans are piston filled. So if you saw the earlier part of the video, you guys are probably all cringing at me trying to open a pen that's not meant to be open. But hey, that's what this is about. And, didn't totally feel attacked, but I was just like, oh, totally did not know that. But yeah, I was just looking forward to spending a night of stationary chatting and just, I don't know, it felt like it was more of a pickup spot for the new ink or the ink of the year. Um, and instead of like an actual event, like a destination, a thing to spend time in instead of a flyby, we many of us commuted, like, I mean, it takes me an hour to get there, and people were coming in from Long Island, just from all over the city. And so some of the conversations that have come up since last night is that, maybe for the future this is multiple events, or there are multiple locations to serve the New York City's fountain pen community, instead of just putting it on all on one venue or on one host. I know that Josh of JJ Lax used to host it for many years, and so I don't know why there was a change this year. But hopefully next year it can be better. Obviously, super grateful for Fountain Pen Hospital to host this. I can only imagine the organization that it takes um, to get this off the ground, make sure that all the materials are available. But yeah, it's just, I wish it were just a little more welcoming, just a little more like a community, right? A hub. So um, let me know how your Pelikan Hub went in your city, if you happen to have one, if you traveled elsewhere to get to your closest one. What was that like? I've been living vicariously through other people's Instagram posts and stories, and just seeing what it could have been and maybe what it has been for us in the past, and hoping that it can be that for us again in the future. So leave a comment. Love to hear how it was for you, and if you got extra goodies, let me know. If you got the ink, which I will show you the bottle. Oh, it's propping something else up right now, but this is, let me see if I can. So these are whoop, those are the stamps that I got from a, someone there at the hub, and then that is the ink. It's like a orangey yellow color called apricot a shot. I think that's how you pronounce it. But notice how there's nothing else on this page because I just did not get to swatch or play with any other pens. And I'm realizing I misspelled Pelikan, but you know, that's just the way it went. So thank you so much for watching. I wish that this was a more exciting video, but I cobbled up what I could out of what we were given, and I hope the next event will be better. I will be going to the Big Apple Pen Club this week. It'll be my first time there, but let's see, maybe, I swear, I keep bringing all of these things to these events and then end up just bringing them right back home. But maybe next time I just go out with a ballpoint and we'll just leave it at that. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.